wisdom teachers, gentle healers, and bold leaders of our global awakening. Welcome to the Joshua Jordan Experience. Listen to gather mystical insights for an extraordinary life. You know, Joshua teaches that as we change ourselves, we change the world. That is how powerful you are. Unseen and unheard vibrations are radiating out from your core at this very moment, and they are influencing and touching everything and everyone around you. You are imprinting your own personal vibrations on the environment, and they are being received by people around you. So you are changing the world. You are changing the world. And thank you. In the book, The Seventh Major Understanding, in chapter 11, Joshua and I share our vision of what the golden age of love, peace, and abundance might look like. And Joshua encourages each of us individually to get our own vision of what the new reality and new society is going to look like. And he encourages then to share it, talk about it, write about it, paint about it, do whatever you can to get that out there with your friends. Chapter 12 of the book then is titled, How Do We Get There From Here? I'll be honest with you. When I wrote a draft of the Seventh Major Understanding and handed it out for some friends to read, some of them came back to me and said, well, hey, this is loaded with philosophy and concepts and a lot to ponder, but there isn't any how-to in the book. Well, Joshua disagrees completely. How-to is scattered throughout the book. However, some people really like to have it, just compiled, condensed, summarized, and kind of just spoon-fed to them. So Joshua and I wrote a 12th chapter to the book that wasn't originally there called How Do We Get There From Here? And Joshua created these two outlines that are in that chapter, these outlines for transformation. And he called one, How Do I Change My Life? And the other was, How Do I Change the World? And these recommendations, of course, are all based on Joshua's oneness philosophy. So we're not teaching how to do affirmations or things like that, but he mentions it. So you see, Joshua has the highest confidence in his students that they are independent thinkers, that they are critical thinkers, and they understand how to assimilate information into their own lives and then take action on it. So when Joshua writes about how do I change my life and how do I change the world, his entire perspective is based on oneness. So ideas about how to change my life and change the world are found throughout the Seventh Major Understanding. It is my joy to share part of Joshua's book with you, beloved teachers, healers, and leaders of our time, leaders of our transition. The chapter is written in first person. I am are the most powerful words you speak. Be mindful of that. And I will share this portion of Joshua's book with you in first person. How do I change my life? Number 1, be responsible. I observe the events and people that I have drawn into my life. Every person and event is present because my thoughts, feelings, and expectations attracted them to me, even if this attraction was subconscious. I stop blaming others or God for the current reality I experience. I take full responsibility, knowing that my life grew from the seeds that I planted. No other being is responsible for the circumstances of my life. Be mindful. Step 2. I observe my thoughts. And if I am less than satisfied with my personal reality, I know that I have the power to change that. My thoughts govern my feelings, inform my beliefs and expectations. To change my reality, I must be mindful of the content of my thoughts. Habitual thoughts create feelings, beliefs, and expectations supported by my intentions and ultimately manifest as my reality. Now, when I catch myself thinking about something I don't want, I shift my thoughts to focus on what I want. Remember, I cannot stop dwelling on something I don't want by telling myself not to think about it. I must actually make a conscious effort to focus my attention on what I want. I know I cannot stop a train of thought by telling it to stop. I must replace one train of thought with another. I must create an alternative track and intentionally make the switch. I am patient and gentle with myself when I catch myself thinking about things I don't want. I am learning new skills. I develop new thought and feeling habits via mindfulness. This is referred to as mindset often. If I am focused on an event or person that feeds feelings of sorrow or anger, for example, I change how I feel by shifting my attention to thoughts of gratitude or love. When I'm thinking about what I'm grateful for, sorrow disappears. Or if I'm thinking about who I love, feelings of anger melt away. So I have to intentionally refocus my mindset on what I want to think about. I understand that this is not always desired. For example, if we recently experienced the death of a loved one or a divorce, for example, feelings of grief are healthy and normal. And it is a process we go through. The peaks and valleys of grief have a rhythm, and feelings of loss, sorrow, despair, hopelessness, anger, and more may occur. It is wise to let the process unfold naturally, and it may go on for long periods of time. We grieve losses of many types, so let grief be expressed when it is felt, and seek grief counseling if grief has been causing you troubles for a long period of time. However, if a loss is not the cause of stress and grief, I may elevate my energy by shifting my thoughts. For example, I could ask myself to begin listing things and experiences and people that I love. I may shift my attention to experiences that bring joy to me. This is a deliberate, conscious shift. And with practice, holding my attention to things that lift my vibration frequency becomes a habit. And yet, I refuse to deny the proper place and natural human experience of so-called negative emotions. I stop judging my emotions as good or bad, positive or negative, and I feel how I feel when I feel it. You see, emotions come and go if I don't cling to any specific feeling or limit the range of my feelings that I accept as valid. I practice a form of self-hypnosis. We all do this all the time, but I will go over the process with you very briefly. We use self-hypnosis constantly, but we don't realize that this is what we're doing. Now, here are the steps. 1. I select a belief about my life. 2. I focus on my belief for 5 or 10 minutes daily and repeat thoughts about it. 3. I feel how I will feel when this belief manifests. Remember that feeling energy is what begins the process of attraction. And 4. I paint pictures in my mind that align with my beliefs. 5. I act as if my belief is reality. These are the steps of self-hypnosis that we're constantly using and don't even know it. I let go by remembering that everything happens perfectly at the perfect time. My present reality was created using these steps, and it happened so unconsciously and automatically that I didn't even realize I was doing it. So begin to use the process consciously now. Awakened people create reality through conscious intent. Set your intentions for your life and then let go and let it happen. Now, that was all a part of step number 2. Here we are, step 3. Be here now. I remember that the present is the only point of power through which I may affect my reality. I remember that the point of power necessary to change my life is only available now. I know I have the power to change my life right now. I have faith in my ability to change my life, and I accept that I cannot create changes for others. I realize that I do not change life by reviewing the past or dwelling on the future. I know that my whole self is creating my reality with perfect intention. Now. Right now. Everything happens in my life for the highest and best good. That is an affirmation that I have used many times throughout this life. Everything happening in my life now is for my highest and best good. And I know that's sometimes difficult to see. 4th, I embrace all emotion. I accept the full range of my emotions. I stop resisting or denying how I feel. I know that I have the power to change how I feel at any moment. If I want to change how I feel, I need to change what I'm thinking right now. This power of change is always available to me here and now. But I would like to emphasize that in order to change what I feel, I must change what I'm thinking. Our thoughts are the source of our feelings. And our feelings occur so spontaneously, so quickly, we don't even realize. We often don't track them back to the thought that was the source of it. So, I embrace all my emotions, and I know that to change how I'm feeling, I must change what I'm thinking. I'm going to move aside now and let Joshua speak to you. Thank you for your patience. Hello, beloved one. It is my joy and my honor to speak to you once again. Once again, I want to recognize you as the teachers, healers, and leaders of our time, of our change, of our transformation, our amazing great awakening that is happening now. You are changing the world just by being you You are influencing the world. You have an impact on everything happening in your local environment. And through the local, you join the collective and you are impacting everything happening on the global stage. I am not exaggerating. It is the truth to me as I see you from where I am. You have an impact on the global reality. That is how powerful you are. You see, there is only one being here, one source of all that is. And there's a new game calling to the humanity upon the planet. Humans, it is time to play a new game. It's called global peace. The end of starvation, the end of poverty. And what I mean by that, it translates into focusing on an abundance of everything for everyone. An abundance of everything for everyone. And humankind is treating the animal kingdom with respect and honoring the process of the food chain in ways that are healthy and robust. Good for you, good for the planet, good for the flora and the fauna. And if you think plants don't die to feed you, you are mistaken. Be grateful to them. Just as animals die to give you nourishment, be grateful to them. And they participate in the food chain. It is perfectly designed for you to experience a lifetime upon the planet. And as a human on this planet, you have the privilege and the honor and the joy of creating your own reality and affecting the local, national, and global reality. I honor you and I appreciate the contributions you are making. I want to say, first of all, thank you to those of you who offered prayers for Jordan's well-being. They were well received. Thank you. I honor your prayers. Also, I want to say, I am looking for a specific group of students that I am calling out to, for I want to teach you personally the seventh major understanding, that you may carry on this message after Jordan transitions off the planet. And that will be a joyous occasion. Nothing to grieve, nothing to lose. Because there will be teachers carrying on all that we have shared with him. I am here to be your guide, to show you how humankind can live together peacefully, joyfully, harmoniously, creating a world full of abundance for all. I thank you for your time and attention. Keep doing what you're doing. I see you, and I know you are making a difference. Thank you so very much. I bid you a good day. Okay, so that's Joshua's comments. And now what I'd like to do is, I'd also like to thank you for any prayers you offered on my behalf. I am deeply grateful. And I'm better. All right. So in our next video, we'll present the how do I change the world information. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've gotten something worthwhile out of it. And please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And also appreciate it if you'd smash that thumbs up button. It does help our channel grow. And there are other people we want to reach. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. We hope you heard something to ponder and gained inspiration for your journey. Please join us again next time. Joshua says, let the light grow, let love show, and let your life be fun.